Welcome to the Advertising Techniques Prezi. In this Prezi, it will recap for you all the different advertising techniques that you can use for your presentation and also explain to you what you'll be doing today. Okay, so for today's task, you to make sure that your group has someone from each year group from 7, 8 and 9 in it up to 4 people, so between 3 or 4 people. I would like at least one member of each group to make notes on this Prezi as they're going along, or it might be an idea for you all to make them at the same time. And also to try and make sure that within your groups you're able to share the technology so that if people need to see the Prezi, they're able to. Now, your task is to create your own product. It can be anything you like, absolutely anything from a new MP3 player or some kind of perfume or some kind of product that you would want to sell to 11 to 14-year-olds. You've got to have met 2 different focus groups before finalising your product, which I'll explain to you in a minute about. And you're then to create either a poster-based advert or a Prezi or PowerPoint using the techniques taught in this Prezi. And hopefully this should be presented to the rest of the class by the end of the day. Now for your focus groups, you're to meet with 2 other groups, one after the other, and ask 3 questions and then note down their answers. These questions that you come up with should be really thoughtful. They should be open questions, which mean that they have more than yes or no to an answer. It means that you really want to get people thinking about the product, imagining the product that you've created, imagining themselves with the product, how they would feel about it, what they would use it for, if they feel it would be worth the money, and so on. You probably would want to ask a question possibly about the price range if you felt it was a fair enough price range, and so on and so forth. So for example, you could ask, when buying a new mobile phone, what is the most important, the price being really cheap or the quality of the overall finish of the different kind of materials used for it? Always ask why or how after somebody's given you their answer, just to get people to expand their answers in more depth. And this is a copy of the table that you will all be using to write down your different answers from the different groups. Okay. So remember your target audience, it's who the audience is aimed at, it's your 11 to 14-year-olds. And is it going to be just girls? Is it going to be just boys? And what kind of money roughly are you going to be looking to hit? Techniques used could be memorable slogan, could be wordplay, it could be colour, target audience, logos, a striking image, it could be a comedy kind of idea within the advert, a cute image, type size, or a celebrity advertising it. And remember, you really want your advert to create desire for the product. You really want people who are looking at your advert to want to buy it from you. They should feel that they need it. For a few examples here, an advert for Guinness, you've got a memorable slogan with Guinness and rugby, the perfect match. You've got wordplay on the word match. You've got the colour, which is the colour of Guinness, and it is aimed at men. You've got there a Calvin Klein advert for perfume. You've got quite a striking image. You've got a supermodel who's a famous person. The type size, the word beauty, is absolutely massive. The colour of the perfume kind of stands out with the model's hair. It appeals to people's vanity and beauty. Here you've got the Pepsi Twist advert. I'll go back to it. You've got a striking image, you've got comedy, you've got colour, obviously the colour of the lime, and logos as well. And finally, you've got here a memorable slogan. It says small but tough. There's comedy, a specific character that everybody knows, the logo of Volkswagen there, the type size is purposely small, makes you have to look at it. The colours used, the sentence structure as well, and it's playing on people's fears that people want to be safe in their cars. And again, all these different types of techniques have been used. So memorable slogan, remember it's important because you want your audience, whenever they hear these words, to think about your product. For example, just do it, if it should be, or I'm loving it. Wordplay is when puns are used or words can have more than one meaning. Clever wordplay is another way to help your audience remember and identify your product. There's an example there. Colour is really important. Your brand, for example, Guinness is black and white, the actual drink itself, so the advert itself is also black and white. Bright colours can attract children, and gold and silver colours are usually associated with luxurious, expensive products. Really think about what kind of colour scheme you want your advert to have. Do you want it to grab people's attention? How are you going to do it? Target audience, as I've said, 11 to 14 years old, but you've got to work out, is it going to be girls, boys, or both? Logos, you really want your product to have a logo so that people can instantly recognize it. Think about the yellow arches that are McDonald's, Pepsi, KFC. Any one of those brands, you should get an image in your head of the logo. That means it's successful. So it should be unique and it shouldn't look like any other brands. You don't want your customers getting confused and thinking it's something else. A striking image you might have. Now it's an image which really sticks in a person's mind. Think about the lime in the Pepsi can. You can all imagine and think back to that advert right now. Make it stand out and make it memorable. Again, comedy, it can make people laugh or smile. That's a good way of getting people to remember your product as well. A cute image, something that is soft and furry, like a kitten, a polar bear, or a puppy dog, something like that. Anything which makes the customer think, oh, oh. And again, it helps people to like and therefore remember the advert. Think about things like adverts for toilet paper, for example. Not a very glamorous product, but they use cute little puppy dogs to advertise it. That sort of image sticks in your head. Again, type size, the size of the writing that can be used. Big writing can draw attention to the brand, but it can also make it lose its meaning. Capital letters make it look like it's shouting, and again, sometimes like the Volkswagen advert, small writing it can almost make the reader search for the writing, and that can be quite effective as well. And celebrity endorsement, you could even get a celebrity to endorse it for you. And those are your advertising techniques. So the first thing that you really need to be doing, you need to be thinking about what you want your product to be. What is your group going to create? What are you going to be selling? Once you've worked that out, you need to obviously have your 2 focus group meetings with your with the different groups and write down their answers. Then get back together to finalise that you definitely are happy with your product. Take into consideration all the different ideas and feedback you've had from your focus groups. Now this is really important. It's what your target audience are telling you they want and they would buy. So make sure that after you've spoken to them, you are slightly changing or altering your product. Again, you might want to ask them about colours that appeal to them and things like that in the questions. And then after you've done that, you begin to create your poster or Prezi and PowerPoint, depending on the amount of computers available. Really make it good, really think about it, and as always, plan it out first. Really important that you plan it before you start actually creating it. And hopefully you'll have enough time at the end of the lesson at the end of the day to show each other's presentations. And one last time, please make sure that the people are able to share and borrow laptops or just so that they can see this Prezi and recap any techniques. I'd recommend as well that if you do borrow a laptop to look at this Prezi, it might be a good idea for you to write down all the different techniques just so that you remember.